Hi, it's Ms. Kincaid again. Last year, while I was teaching, there were some expectations that I expected out of you all, my students, that weren't necessarily verbalized. So this year I wanted to make sure that you kind of understood unspoken expectations from me. And so I wrote them down. Let's look at them real quick. So, in your writing at this point, especially as sophomores, you shouldn't be using yourself in your writing unless it's specified that it is from your point of view. Your writing will be much stronger if you leave yourself out. If you have a difficult time with that, write it with yourself in it, and then in the editing process, just take out the I, me, we, and use the writing as a statement. Your assignments, never leave an assignment untitled in Google, that little box up there in the upper left-hand corner. It has to have something in it. I can't have it just blank. I prefer it if there was the, standard title that we give it, but just please don't leave it untitled. Slide presentations. If I have you do a slide presentation, there should be a picture that enhances the information and helps us remember the information on that page. You should never just have a blank slide presentation with just words. Never use the end unless you're writing a children's story. If you're writing a children's story, have at it, have a blast. The end is not for sophomores to use. I do need you to check and read your email every day. I was asking my son about some things, missing assignments, and he said he checked his email every day. Turned out he just looked at the memo line. You can't just look at the memo line. You have to actually read the whole email to get the information from it. Same with your calendar. I need you to check your calendar every day. Keep yourself up to date on your assignments when they're due. If we are in class, please don't ask me if you can go to the bathroom unless I'm up in the middle of class talking and it's an emergency. If nobody's talking to the class and there is a pass available, I have passes in here when you come in, then you just grab the pass and you go. You don't need to interrupt everybody and ask. This one I'm pretty firm about. Don't use gendered slurs. Any genderfied term used as an insult. There's so many horrible things going on in the world right now. This is something that we do not need around us. Please do not do that. I know the sophomores last year it was really big to call each other gay and homo. Please don't. It's absolutely beyond my scope of tolerance. Same with racial terms. Again, so many horrible things going on in the world right now. Please be respectful of each other. I know a lot of the racial terms we use, we don't know have racial roots. Anytime I hear one and ask you about it, we can go over that stuff because a lot of that is interesting and you do need to know why it's an insult. Comic Sans. I hate Comic Sans. Please don't use it. If I give you choices in fonts, please stay away from Comic Sans or anything that looks like Comic Sans. If you have a dysgraphic problem, please let me know, and I will provide you with a specific font that was developed specifically for people with dysgraphic issues. If you don't know what a dysgraphic issue is, then you do not have a dysgraphic issue, probably. Before you approach me for a missing assignment, and this goes for any teacher really, if you have a missing assignment, please do your due diligence first and look yourself. If I have you write something on a piece of paper and take a picture and send it to me, double check that that piece of paper is in your room, check that the picture's on your phone, check that you sent it. Whatever the assignment is, I need you to double check it first before you have me go looking for it. There's too many times where teachers go looking for missing assignments and the student has it or the student neglected to push the turn in button or the submit button. Please look for that first. This is really important because it involves semantics. Understand that when I say at least means that is the lowest amount possible, the lowest number of items to do. That would earn you a C, which is average. A students do all the items, all of them. So when I say the minimum, that's a C, okay? And then there's a add-on to that here in a minute. When someone is talking to the class, it doesn't matter who it is. If somebody's talking to the class, we're having a discussion, don't get up and interrupt them. I mean, there's, runny nose, be polite, but don't just stand up and leave or stand up to go grab something. Be polite when people are trying to talk. Here, any work marked as optional, if you're an A or B student, it's not really optional for you. An A or B student does more or above and beyond what they're supposed to do, because A is above average and B is still above average because C is average. So optional, really, if you're an A and B student, you do the optional. Extra credit, I kind of expect A students to do extra credit. Obviously, because it's extra credit and optional, I'm not going to make you do it. But if there's ever a question in your grade and you've chosen not to do it, then regular work needs to be turned in before the extra credit work will be put into grade speed and calculated with your grade. I had too many students. I had too many students last year who didn't want to do the work, so they skipped the assignment and just did extra credit to try to keep their grade up. And really, that's not what extra credit is for. Extra credit, I know you feel like it should bring, you should have it to improve your grade. Extra credit is more of a challenge for those people who did the regular work and just need more of a challenge, more understanding. Unless the extra credit's attached to the assignment, sometimes I do an extra credit at the end of a quiz or of a form. That's calculated into that grade. It's not separate extra credit. It's already calculated in there. So I will have a Google Meet where we can go over this too. So since we're distance learning, you have a copy of this in your Google Classroom assignment. Please read over it again. Ask me questions. If you have questions about this, if something doesn't seem right, if you think something's off, email me. Let's discuss it. Let's see what we can do with it. Other than that, highlight the little line here. Put your initials there so I know that you did it. Type your name. I know you can't sign it, type it. You can print it out and do it by hand if you want to, and then submit a picture into Google Classroom's assignment. That's fine, but that seems like a lot. I just need to know that we went over this and that when this expectation comes up, you're not surprised. Nobody has any questions or things, and I will do my best to keep surprises to a minimum. I don't know about you guys. I'm sick of surprises. So, all right. Again, questions, email me. Let me know. Let's discuss it. I'm looking forward to working with you this year. I hope that we get to meet in person soon. I'll talk to you soon.